Hello, everyone. Today we're sharing the heartfelt story of Dr. Jen Arnold Bill Klein and their little but powerful family, the journey since the little couple left TLC in 2019. It's a story of love, resilience, medical emergencies, parenting challenges, and public scrutiny. Let's dive right in. They first captured our hearts back in 2009 when the show premiered. The little couple followed their lives as two medical professionals living with skeletal dysplasia, building their family, and facing challenges head-on together. Over the years, viewers watched Jen undergo dozens of surgeries. She's had more than 30 operations to manage her condition. Bill also faced medical issues, including a traumatic elbow injury and later spine concerns. And in 2013, the world learned of Jen's rare cancer diagnosis, stage 3 choriocarcinoma, brought on after a tragic miscarriage. The show documented her chemotherapy, recovery, and eventual remission. Despite difficulty, Jen persevered. She completed treatment in early 2014, celebrated entering remission, and later met baby daughter Zoe following the long, emotional adoption journey from India. The series ended in 2019, and the couple stepped away from cameras. In 2022, they relocated from Florida to Boston, where Jen accepted a position at Boston Children's Hospital and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. They purchased a beautiful $2 million house in Boston, reflecting both their personal success and desire for stability. Jen returned to medicine while carrying on as a mother. She works part-time at top institutions, balancing hospital shifts with family life and raising their two adopted children. Will, adopted from China in 2010, and Zoe, adopted from India in 2011. Despite cancer being in remission, she has continued fatigue and chemo brain effects, ongoing symptoms of her treatment journey. In early 2022, Jen needed hip revision surgery, a major procedure that added to her decades-long history of orthopedic interventions. A few months prior, Bill suffered a traumatic elbow injury after being stung by wasps, requiring surgery. Later in August 2023, Bill endured a sudden spinal emergency and had to be rushed to a New York City hospital, a scare that prompted Jen to share the update publicly, closing her message with her trademark humor, "Little person problems." In September 2023, Jen addressed a stir caused by their son Will, who had posted a TikTok featuring a popular dance trend layered over a song with explicit lyrics. Fans reacted strongly, prompting Jen to issue a public apology. She took responsibility, explaining that she had discussed media responsibility with Will, and that he now understood how important it is to choose content carefully, especially with a large online audience. Jen asked followers for grace, acknowledging his still learning social media etiquette. That mature handling drew praise from many fans for her parenting sense and accountability. The Arnolds are animal lovers and previously shared the emotional journey of their pets. In late 2023, they lost their beloved dog Rocky to illness. He had been hospitalized in ICU and passed away after a short fight. Soon after, their other dog Maggie was also hospitalized. Jen asked fans for prayers, admitting she was still in shock and that vets were trying to determine Maggie's illness. Fans rallied around them. She wrote how difficult it was to share the news so soon after losing Rocky and humbly requested support for her other fur baby. In March 2024, Jen celebrated her 50th birthday and posted a rare swimsuit photo on Instagram. Her fans, including fellow TLC star Amy Roloff, flooded her with supportive comments. She noted that although the show has been on break since 2019, the bond with fans remains strong through social media interaction. Bill has even teased a potential return to television, joking that he and Jen could replace Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos as morning show hosts, an idea fans seemed enthusiastic about. Though their TLC show remains on indefinite hiatus, they've been open to the possibility of returning. Meanwhile, they appeared on HGTV's Farmhouse Fixer, showcasing their Boston mansion and continuing to share parts of their life with viewers. Jen also advocates for healthcare policy, leveraging her platform to influence dialogues, like lobbying against Medicaid cuts in Congress, arguing potential impacts on children and families relying on resources like hers. They turned adversity into advocacy. From Jen's 30-plus surgeries and cancer to confronting bullying, they've used personal trials to support others. Balancing medicine, family, and self-care, Jen continues to treat patients and push medical education forward, even as she navigates fatigue from past treatments. They face searing challenges, major surgeries, health crises, public scrutiny. But through it all, their anchor has been love, resilience, laughter, and a firm belief that living authentically, even when cameras aren't rolling, is powerful. Dr. Jennifer Arnold, star of TLC's The Little Couple, and her husband Bill Klein stopped filming together in 2019 after 14 seasons and 205 episodes. In recent years, they relocated several times, first from Houston to Florida, and in 2022 moved to Natick, Massachusetts, where Jen accepted a position at Boston Children's Hospital and Harvard Medical School affiliate. Their new home is a $2.1 million mansion with 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and 5,400 square feet. Jen launched a podcast in late 2022 with Boston Children's titled Boston Children's Answers, Kids Health, intended to help parents and families navigate pediatric and family health topics. Fans have pressed for the return of The Little Couple. Though TLC renewed the show's trademark in March 2022, insiders suggest the hiatus stems from legal disputes with producers. Jen and Bill were also featured on HGTV's Farmhouse Fixer, documenting their house renovation in Massachusetts. Jen Arnold has faced significant health challenges during and after the show. She was diagnosed in late 2013 with stage 4 choriocarcinoma, a rare aggressive cancer following a non-viable pregnancy. The show followed her treatment, including surgery and chemotherapy, and Jen publicly shared her road to remission. She is now a cancer survivor who continues working as a neonatologist and pediatrician. Bill Klein also endured multiple medical emergencies. In early 2022, Jen underwent hip revision surgery. Bill suffered a severe wasting incident, breaking his elbow and requiring emergency surgery. In August 2023, he was rushed to a New York City hospital for urgent spinal treatment. Jen described life during their move into their massive house as chaotic, reporting that on one day the whole family slept in one bed, had yet to brush teeth, and she relied on lots of Advil, lots of coffee to get through the stress parenting and adoption journey. Jen and Bill share 2 children, son William, Will, born in 2013, adopted from Inner Mongolia, China, and daughter Zoe, adopted from Delhi, India in 2013. Will and Zoe both have skeletal dysplasia. The show documented challenges and joys of international adoption and parenting little-person children. Prior to adoption, the couple pursued surrogacy, but experienced devastating miscarriages. Despite the emotional toll, they resolved to continue, eventually choosing adoption and fulfilling their dream of parenthood. Zoe has appeared in simulated healthcare scenes with her mother, even participating in Simulation Week in doctors training. She developed simulation training programs for medical staff, first in Houston, later in Tampa, and currently at Boston Children's. Reddit commenters working in those hospitals describe her as a highly educated woman who created simulation centers used to train doctors, residents, and nurses. One comment praised, Jen regularly comments publicly on health, vaccine safety, and child trauma. After the assassination attempt on former President Trump, she addressed how parents could talk to children about the traumatic event, offering tips such as asking what kids have heard, how they feel, and what questions they have. Jen has also posted strong stances against raw milk use during pregnancy, calling misinformation risky and advocating for evidence-based health messaging. Controversy emerged when their teenage son Will posted a TikTok dance video in 2023 featuring explicit lyrics. Although played without sound initially, Jen and Bill recognized it later and the family addressed it publicly. Jen posted an apology video, explaining they discussed digital responsibility with Will and emphasized to him that with greater visibility comes greater accountability. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more stories packed with inspiration, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what topic you'd love us to cover next.